Bienvenidos, bienvenidas. Welcome to our channel, Aportes Afrocostarricenses y Diaspóricos. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Joan. And my question for the both of you will be, as Caribbean scholars, because y'all give us a lot of food for thought, but as Caribbean and Costa Rican scholars, how can we capitalize on this historical juncture that Joan made mention, work together, to help our people, not only in the Caribbean, but in Latin America? Because as you already highlighted, our we have issues as people of African descent all over the world, and our issues are a little different. But it is very important that we have this conversation so that we can know how we can strategize as a collective, as people of African descent, so that we can be better equipped to fight against the structures of domination.
Well, of course, forming collaborative linkages is always the way to go. Yes, because we can learn from your own struggles and challenges, and you can learn from ours. And therefore, through academia, we can begin to form certain synergies, through different disciplines coming together, and, your university working with our university. That's one of the easiest way to do it, work on research projects, and also conferences that we can, create together so that we benefit from each other and understand the experiences of the other group, yes? But, of course, there's a way in which we, in academia, there's a little privileged few that may get the information, and that's problematic. And therefore, any collaboration that we have must have an output whereby the public will have access to all of the creative ideas and projects and information that would be generated by these collaborative, projects, etc. Yes? So, and Carmen, we have had some of these discussions that I never like to reach out to people in academia first. I really like to go with the people in the society, yes? Because the intellectual capacity does not reside only in academia, yeah? And it is a kind of prejudice that we have, that we reach out only to people in academia when we want change. Now, I understand our worth and our value, but I also believe there's a way in which we must reach out to people in the community. Yes? And I'm always, I guess it's because we have done work in the community and we have done work with one. I hate to go and tell people in the community what they need. Yes? And therefore we must take another approach. We can be the initiators and begin it. Yes? But we are only going in there to listen to what they want. And I think some of those kinds of interactions with members of the community from both groups. Even if we join one secondary school in Costa Rica, I don't know if you call them secondary school, and one in Barbados and one in Trinidad, and bring them together. Yes, we have a contribution coming from that level. And we begin to recognize that, yes, we are different, but that's all right. That's all right. Yes, one is not better than the other. And until we do those collaborations where we pay attention to equal status, right? Those exchanges will not yield anything better. It will not dismantle those oppressive structures. Yeah. So therefore, we need to be able to think through and come up with serious projects where people who come from different backgrounds, different philosophies come together in very simple ways to speak, you know, about the issues and to come up with strategies and solutions for some of the similar problems that we are encountering. Yeah, and that's where I would begin. You know.
Well, yes, I agree. Even my short time when you were speaking about WAND,
Yeah.
we had put forward to do some things, showing them things about Africa. We were looking at some cultural and traditional things, and to show how they had been, well, changed in the Caribbean to suit the environment, to suit whatever we had. And then it is say, oh, so that is why they did so and so, and why, and how they use art, the visual culture, and those kind of things. I found were very important. They are very important. And even at this stage now, African art is not really taught. What are the important, well, we would say subjects? What are the important things with the linkages with Africa that would be good for us to bring out some of the things that are necessary in Costa Rica, and as you said, in Trinidad, Barbados, many of the others, and even Grenada, there are some other people who are also willing and ready to assist. You know, they're ready to assist you. So
yeah,
let's do more than think about it. Let's start doing something now.
You know, and I think of our own experience with Carmen. You know, when we thought of Costa Rica, we never thought of Black people. And Carmen came and Carmen showed us that side of Costa Rica. She gave us the history of her ancestors. Her thesis was fantastic, you know, in showing that understanding the movement and how this group of people, you know, settled in this space that was foreign to them, but nevertheless, it belonged to them, you know. And I think we need more of those from the regular people, yes, to come into spaces and, you know, be willing to talk and share their experiences. And I think it's so important for us to get that glimpse. You know, they keep putting us together, Latin America and the Caribbean. But you know, we are none the less wiser about Latin America, you know. And, you know, they put Latin America in this little category that you think is just two little persons, but it is such a diverse group of countries and people. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Caribbean, you know. Uh, and but you see, it's the shortcoming of being human. Yes, we limit our brains. Yeah, so we like these little categories to place people in because it's comfortable for us. We don't want to do the work. Yeah, but we have to do the work, and these exchanges will force us to do the work, you know, in some serious ways where we connect, you know. Um, and I think Diane and Carmen, this is an important step in bridging these two regions together and for us to understand our own experiences of slavery and what our ancestors went through and what emancipation mean to the two regions. Yeah, so I think that's the way to go.
Thank you. So, in closing, the commemoration of the emancipation of African people from slavery is celebrated practically throughout the insular Caribbean of Anglophone colonization, in some parts of the greater Caribbean of Hispanic colonization, including the central belt of the hemisphere, as well as some states of the United States and Canada. Beyond the Somerset case in 1772, where a fugitive slave forced a decision by the Court of Justice for his freedom, and the establishment of the Committee for the Abolition of Slavery in 1787, we can't forget the Asian Revolution between 1791 and 1804, and the ulterior abolishment of slave trade throughout the British Empire with the Slave Trade Act of 1807. In Costa Rica, since several years from now, we have this commemoration held, especially in Limon, by some organizations such as the UNIA, among others. Marcus Garvey used to say that as long as we liberate the minds of people, we ultimately liberate the bodies of people. Therefore, it is not a coincidence that freedom is one of the recurrent themes within which Afro-descendants have composed and will continue to sing, seeking, as Martin Luther King said, to be free at last. So thank you to our wonderful invitees for joining us in this special program. One love, peace out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.